Alright, we are finally back with part 3 of our car buying experience. You know, life came at us, so we had to deal with that. So this video is about what happened when we went to go buy the car. When we went to the dealership, the test driving, the inspections, all the things that came with we are committing to buying a car. So when we went to a dealership. The car I had found online. I had my deals already set up. I knew the price it was gonna be. I had the credit union I was gonna use. All that was set up. Like the last video I had. That's all that planning. It was ready to go. So we got there, and when you get to a dealership, things you're gonna do, you're gonna get to test drive it. One of the main things that you should check before you sign off on the car is check the Carfax. Now, a Carfax will tell you if it's been in any accidents, if there was any damage to the car, what it was used for, as a rental, as a home, or a personal use car, and all those little details that help you make a decision. So, the first car was a previously owned as a rental car.
Oh man, that one, we were so excited. It was the right color, nice size. We test drove it. It was alright on the road. It was alright. But it was beat up on the inside and on the outside. Bumps, slight dents.
Lots of scratches.
So understanding the Carfax before you go into it is really important. With that being used as a rental, they didn't care for it.
Right, and when I was first thinking about it, it's like, oh, it's one owner, it's a rental. You know, they probably kept it in good condition because they had to keep renting it out to people. But then there's the other side. They rented it out to people. Lots of other people who did not care about it. So, I think that's what the story was with that. So, needless to say, we didn't go with that car. We told them that it wasn't for us, and I think that's the key. You should be able to walk away from the car. If it's not what you want, you just walk away. You don't settle for something that's not what you want, even though it's mostly what you want. You go for something that feels right, and it's what you want. Alright, so we are on the road to getting a car. We just came from a dealership. We were looking at a nice van, but when we got there, it looked pretty beat up. Lots of scratches. The interior was a little rough. We test drove it, and that was fine, but just looking at it, I was like, this can't be my car. It looks beat up than my current car, which is a 2009. So we're on our way to another dealership. So we saw a minivan near home, and now we're going like 13 miles away, and it's almost rush hour to go look at this other car. So we're hoping that it's a good experience, and this is the car for us.
Yeah, the universe is telling us this is it.
Hopefully. Yeah, and I think with this last one, I was hoping that I could get a car that was a little less high tech, but I guess, I gotta move into the future and get one of those fancy cars.
You married a husband who loves technology. The universe is saying, go this way.
Okay, I guess we're going that way. More to come soon.
Happy we walked away from that one. That was a close call, because that was the only one we had available. We wouldn't have got anything. We just would have went back home and waited.
Yeah. So there was a couple cars that we had thought about that we could have gotten. So that was the first one that we thought was the first choice. There was another one. There was a dealership that I hadn't responded to, but since that was a bust, I just called the dealership that reached out to me. I hadn't responded because I wasn't sure if I was gonna go get the car. I called and I was like, I'm like 30 minutes away. Can I come check out that van?
Oh yeah, I remember. Because after we left, we were hurt. We were a little hurt, not gonna lie. But good thing the other dealership was 30 minutes away, and it didn't take long with traffic. We made it to the
next dealership. I'm gonna check out another minivan. Hopefully this one wasn't previously a rental car. I got to do my homework on the other one. I was like so certain that it was gonna be the one.
Yep.
That I didn't ask for the Carfax and stuff ahead of time for this one we're about to look at. So gotta do that while we go in there and do all my checks and whatnot. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully this is it, because we might have to come back another day for some other places.
We got there.
All right.
Black guy serviced us. Nice. And it was all clean. The van was nice. They kept it really well. But that's probably the big difference you could tell between dealerships. One of a lower income and one of a higher income. It was at a Nissan dealership that we bought the Honda.
Versus like a smaller kind of dealership.
It's like personally owned type of dealership.
Yeah, it was just a little smaller. And so when we got there, like Terry said, we had a good experience. We had a good service. Driving the car was what the test drive kind of made everything great.
That alone made the experience more worthwhile than what it was supposed to be. The first dealership, the guy went with us. With the second dealership, I was surprised, shocked. The guy let us go alone. And my first thought was, wait, they're not coming? What if we just take the car and leave? But, it drove so smooth. It's clean. We're sitting in it right now. It's just everything about it, besides probably a scratch here or a slight bump there, but they indicated that for you, so you could tell before you walked away.
Yeah, you can make that decision with an informed decision about what you were buying, because you knew what bumps were on it, and that's also what you find in the Carfax. Like, it'll say there was damage to the car, but it won't tell you specifically what that damage was. So we had to really check out the car. We checked the hood, we checked under the hood, we checked to make sure that what was under the hood looked like it was in good condition. There weren't no leaks. We checked the mats, we checked the interior to see if it was smooth or if there were scratches inside.
Checked the lights, we checked the tires, we checked all the doors, windows, really everything. AC, radio.
We had to make sure that the audio system was right.
Everything.
Yeah, we'd be partying in here.
Yeah. So it matters. Going through a checklist like that, you should really write it out or just have a mental note of what you want to check. We kind of went in with that thought, so it really helped us out when we pulled over and checked everything. And everything turned out well. Turned out really well.
Yeah, that was definitely a really good experience.
So, when you leave off the lot, traditionally you leave with temp tags, and they typically take 2 weeks. Especially if you need a key. If you also are getting a second key, if you have someone as a second driver, we would recommend, or at least I would, just pick them both up at the same time.
Now, for the key, though, I think that was something specific to our dealership that we went to.
Right.
The car only came with one key. The previous driver didn't turn in their other key or something like that. So, our dealership was like, we will give you 2 keys. That is our we owe you thing.
That's a plus.
Yeah. And there's both of us. It's easier if we have 2 keys.
Oh, yeah.
So, they promised to give that to us, and we got that for free. There was no extra fee. And, keys like that, they can run you a couple $100 because
Easily.
they're all fancy. But tags, I think for tags though, it can also depend on when my parents went with me to buy my first car. I got my tags that day, but they had like a stack of them, and I guess they had some agreement with the MVA or something to register tags like that. But I think for the most part, you'll get temporary tags. Okay, so the main takeaways that I want you to think of when you're going to check out a car you're ready to buy is, 1, don't be afraid to walk away. If it is not what you want, it doesn't ride like you want, something doesn't feel right, just let it go, and the car that you want will be there. Like, we found the car that we didn't want, and that same day we were able to find the car that we did want. If you have a few options ready, then you can do it that same day, or you can do it within a couple of days. These people are trying to get the cars off their lots, they're trying to sell. So,
take your time.
Yeah, take your time. 2, get that Carfax. I promise you, it's gonna help you in the long run. And look at it, you'll see how many drivers there were before. You'll see what kind of car it was. You'll see what kind of damage might have been on it. And then I would say number 3. What was number 3?
Number 3, do your own inspection with the vehicle. Check all of the list of things that we said we checked. You can take that and run with it. There might be other things with the car. If it's newer, if it's older, you can also take a mechanic and personally check the car out yourself. Make sure it's drivable for you and it works well for you in whatever your situation is.
Alright, so part 4, the final part of this car buying series, that will be coming shortly. I know we took a break for between 2 and 3, but that will be coming sooner. And that will be on what happens after you bought the car, things that you need to keep in mind, all the changes that happen, bills and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that and check out the rest of our videos.
Alright, STEAMboat Terry out. Peace.
Bye guys.